Sofa. Hello? Claire? Pip? She breathes a sigh of relief. It's Leo. She goes to the door where he stands with his golden dog, Scout. Just checking on your mum, he says, looking behind her. Is she okay? Pip nods. She was sick, and now she's gone to bed. Ah. He nods. Pip crouches to stroke the dog, mainly because she is embarrassed to be here, alone, talking to a grown-up. Are you coming back out? He asks. The party's still going on. Loads of kids still out there. I don't think I should, she says. I don't want to leave Mum, in case she's sick again. He nods approvingly. Fair enough, he says. If you need anything, come to ours. We'll all be up for a good while longer. Then he goes back into the park, the golden dog following behind, and disappears into the shadows of the encroaching dusk. By 10 to 10 it is dark, and Pip wants to go to bed. She looks in on her mother, who is asleep on her back, her mouth hanging open, her arms above her head, snoring. Pip looks out into the darkness beyond her back gate. The party is finished, but the park is still alive. Clusters of people sit on the grass or on arrangements of folding chairs, their faces lit by storm lanterns, by candles flickering in jars, by the red embers of disposable barbecues. She needs to find Grace so that she can lock the door and go to bed. But she doesn't want to wander around in the dark on her own, however lively the park outside is. The security light at the back of a neighbour's house goes on, and she sees a stream of 20-somethings pass through the park toward their back door, each holding something: rolled-up blankets, empty wine bottles, bin bags full of the detritus of a day in the sun. The sudden brightness and the wholesome chatter of her neighbours and their friends makes Pip feel brave for a second, and she grabs the key to the back door and locks it behind her. The table on their terrace is still bedecked with balloons from Grace's birthday party earlier in the day, bobbing mournfully in the warm night breeze. She sees children in the playground, big children. She heads toward them hopefully. She sees faces she recognises, Leo's older daughters, Catkin and Fern, mucking about on the swings, and Tyler and Dylan side by side on a bench, but no Grace. Have you seen Grace? They all look at each other and shrug. Dylan sits up straight. Isn't she at home? Pip feels a cold chill of dread pass down her spine. No, she says. I haven't seen her for hours. She said she was going in, says Catkin, about an hour ago. She must have changed her mind. Have you checked our flat? Maybe she's hanging out with our parents. Pip wanders across the lawn, through the remains of the party, bunting fluttering darkly from trees, bin bags in piles ready to be removed the next morning, piles of folded chairs and dismantled gazebos stacked under trees. She can see the light from the house's apartment glowing from here, empty now after a day-long party, the party that she and her mother had been at earlier, where her mother had drunk too much wine and had had to excuse herself, barely able to walk in a straight line. Then she cries out and clutches her chest when a figure appears at her side. It is Max, the football-mad loner of the community. He's only 9, 3 years younger than her. She can't believe he's still out here, wandering alone at this time of night. As ever, he is holding his beloved football, squeezing it tight against his stomach. He looks at Pip, his eyes wide and appalled. He looks as though he's about to say something, but no words come. He turns then and runs down the hill toward the lights. Pip watches him go, feeling that something is wrong. Grace, she calls out. Grace! There is something on the brow of the hill, a strange shape emerging from the hedge that encircles the rose garden. She heads toward it. Grace, she calls again. Grace! As she nears the shape, she can see it is a foot. She holds her breath deep inside her body and rounds the corner timorously. The foot is attached to a person.